So here today I have before you a Basa fillet, and I'm going to cook a non-vegetarian tiffin recipe for you all, for the people there out there whose kids love non-veg. So I'm going to do for you something called a Basa pakora sort of. No, shall I call it something like puri, into which we put in Basa fish, and we have a special dish there. So here's presenting before you a completely, entirely non-vegetarian yet very healthy recipe. So first what we'll do, first things first, we're going to just put in some salt on the Basa fillet and turn it over, and again put some salt there. The marinade is very simple, and some pepper powder on top, and turn it over, and some more pepper powder on top, and smear it up properly, and then we will leave it like this for say around 10 minutes or so, and the marination will be done with. So let me give it a better name. Let us call it a Basa roll. So what we will do here is that first of all, I'll just show you the ingredients that I've put in. And actually we can really put in a lot of vegetables in this particular dish, so that we can really again cheat our kids into having more vegetables instead of just the non-veg stuff. So I have used here some green pepper, I mean to say some spring onions, and I have used here whatever was available in my house, like some red bell pepper, some yellow bell pepper, some green capsicum, and some carrots, and of course, as I always do, lot of pods of garlic chopped down, all of them in the same size. And I've also chopped down very thinly some cabbage, tender cabbage leaves. All of these will go together. First we're going to fry them up together, and then we use this as a stuffing for the rolls, on which we'll be delicately putting up the Basa stripes. So what I have done in between is that I have put up two pans here, on a flat pan and another pan, so both of the cooking will be done together. We'll put some oil, say here 1 and 2 tablespoons of oil in the flat pan, and then here 1, I think 1.5 tablespoons of oil in the second. And as it's olive oil, you can use any refined oil. Olive oil, it doesn't need to really cook up very much, otherwise it turns carcinogenic. What we will do is that put up the marinated fillet into the flat pan. It doesn't need much time to cook. The Basa fillet doesn't need much time to cook. And in the other pan, I forgot to tell you, we have another important ingredient, the around 3 sliced onions. Whenever we are talking about cooking and Indian cooking, I guess not only Indian cooking, any cooking, the use of onions always gives a distinct flavor to any curry, any dish. So I just couldn't leave out onions. So here the onions have begun to caramelize, and now we'll put in the garlic. In between, keep a track of what's happening to the fillet also. But we just put in the garlic and let it get rid of its raw flavor. And here we just check for the fillet. How's the fillet doing? It's cooking up. Let it be there for some time. And we do not really want the onions to turn golden, so we'll put in the harder vegetables first. Say the hardest is of course the carrot. So we'll put in the carrot first, and we'll let it cook for some time. In between, we'll add a dash of salt there, just to make the onions and the vegetables cook faster. But of course, we need to keep track of how much salt we've put in. And this particular dish is a favorite dish of my son. And when someone's a mother, whatever the son likes is the best thing she would love to cook. We really do not want the onions to cook up very much, or the garlic also. Just reduce the flame and have a look at what's happening this side. So here again, we're just going to turn it around and let it cook for some time. So here on one side, the fillet is done up, and on the other side, we'll just put it down and reduce the flame for some time. The carrots have caramelized, the carrots have cooked up here. So now we'll slowly introduce the other elements, the other ingredients. These bell peppers and capsicums, everything to make the dish colorful. So here we have two things happening together. We are getting the fish fillet ready, and we are also cooking up the other vegetables. We can also put in fact you can put in any vegetables of your choice, whatever you want your kid to eat up, and the person, your kid really grumbles over your food. So see, look at the dash of color here. We have all the red and the yellow and the green, everything mixing up together, and on top of that we add in the spring onions there. See how beautiful it looks here. It's a beautiful merge and splash of colors. We'll put in some salt here, a dash of salt, and just to give it that Indian Chinese feeling, we'll also add in some sauces here. Some sauces that will make it distinctly Chinese. So we have this beautifully doing up there, getting cooked. We'll add some sauces there. This is hot and sweet sauce there. We add the sauce there. We add some soy sauce, Tiffin, little, not much, just for the taste and the color. But we need to be very careful that because we have put in already the salt there, and so when you're putting up the sauces will also have sauce there. We'll just put in some bit of oyster sauce, just a little bit of oyster sauce. And alright, we just shift here response. Just have a look at this. This is already cooked. It doesn't need time at all. Just close the heat down and again turn back to this. Okay. What it needs is a dash of pepper, because I want it spicy, I want it tasty, I want it the feel of tomato and bell pepper all coming together. So we do not want to cook it, because as I always say, too much. We need to keep it al dente. Just the crunch should be there for a little, say around 2-3 minutes. We just lower the heat and cover it up. Let it be there for 2 minutes or so. We also need something like we need some sort of a roti, sort of, if I talk about it in the Indian manner. Or so let's do one thing. Just make the dough there. We just put in a pinch of baking soda there, and a pinch of salt there, and a little bit of oil there, and knead it up. Just like we knead up, so it's just 1 teaspoon of oil there, and knead it up with some water. We can knead it up. First of all, we'll mix it up all together and knead it up with some water. You can use cold water, there's no problem. We'll knead it up and make it ready as if we are preparing ourselves to make rotis. So this is the condition of the fish that's cooked up, and we really remove it off to another plate there. We take care not to leave the scrappings here, because this is what will have the maximum taste, the crisp there. When you want to really make a sauce out of it, we can just add some water and let it boil for some time, and put in some salt, and then it will be a sauce wonderfully done. So we have made the dough, and I've just sprinkled some maida on the space where we're going to roll it out now, because we are planning to make a roll. Just roll it out, make it as thin as possible. It should not stick. Trying to make it thin because then it will be easier to cook, because a roll that's not cooked doesn't taste good. So just roll it up as thin as we can. And for people like me, even though I love cooking, a few things just doesn't come, like making round puris and rotis. I always try and cheat people around with my food. Sometimes I just take a glass and I do this. So we have round small things up here. If you want to make it bigger, we can also make it a little bigger. So if you want to have those rolls a little bigger, so we can have it a bigger round there. This is done. You just take out some more with the bowl. If you are very good with the rolling pin, you can get it round ones. That's good. But for people like us, we can always cheat them with the bowl. And we have 3 ready here. I'll just try and show you out how you're going to put them together. So what we will do now is that we'll try to put in the filling there inside. Don't try to put in too much of filling, just a little. And on top we'll put in a piece of the fish filling. Then roll it up together like this and give it a nice shape. Just to make it look good, you can use the fork and give it the shape. Here. So we'll try to do all of them together like this, and prepare them first, and then we will go and fry them, and your rolls will be done. I've already put the karai on flame. Just put in some oil there. When we are talking about home use, I would like to tell you that we should not be reusing the oil. Every time we use the oil, it is very important to throw away the excess oil that is left unused in the karai. So when we are talking about home use, I guess we can fry one by one these rolls, or so that we use up all the oil that's there, and it's here. We put in the first one there. It will not take much time. Just frying till it's crispy and golden. Turn it over. See? So we'll fry till it's almost golden. Yes. It becomes crispy and nice. Outside we have the crunch. Between we have all the vegetables that my son's going to eat now. And of course, because there's that feel of the basa that's there. And here it's done. So we'll fry up all the others as well, one by one. If you intend to do it for more people, you can always put in more oil. But it's very important to throw away the excess oil. It's very carcinogenic to have the same oil again. Just lower the heat a bit because it's going to burn otherwise. And the sides also need to be really heating up. And so the next is done. So this is my plate full of Basa veggie rolls. Very crunchy on the top and beautifully soft in the middle. I just showed you how it is. See how crunchy, you can almost hear the sound there. And when we just break it off, and there we have the veggies there. And your son or daughter will necessarily love this recipe. Do try it out at home, and if you like it, give us a thumbs up and like and share the recipe. Thank you so much for watching.